what was your take on the game? I know aside from that first drive in the second half, were you pretty happy with the effort?
Yeah, the effort always is there. Physicality is there, the speed is there. We just got to keep cleaning up things. We win the game, you still don't want to see those kind of rushing yards, and it's going to pick up again the next couple of weeks with the opponents that we're facing. So UCLA, Stanford, we run the football. So we got to tighten some things up. But listen, when you win, as you can see in this conference, which is hard to do, we're happy 3-1.
What do you think about the overall execution?
We're good. I mean, true freshmen played. A lot of true freshmen played. So I'm sure we're going to clean some stuff up tomorrow. But, when you look at it, at the end of the day, you got to be pleased with how guys for some of their first opportunities really playing. And a guy like TD, first playing time of the season, they held up. Some things that we always got to clean up, man. Listen, I said it. People might not like it, but we're not going to be the best defense now. Our goal is to be the best defense in November, December, and hopefully we're playing for something bigger than.
Obviously, the defensive line is short-handed, and especially so when you were without Green. Yeah. Your take on how that group played?
Yeah, that's what it goes back to, having Jimmys and Joes, X and O's, right? You call whatever you want, but if you don't got a guy in there that can do it, or you don't have enough bodies, it becomes an issue, and we got to keep guys healthy and fresh. And DJ and Shannon have done an excellent job when they're in there, and the guys that's behind them got to keep stepping up, and they will. And it's tough calling BJ, young kid, got to learn. Same thing. Wasn't again not intentional, but just the game of college football, you got to get a lower target. We always talk about hitting the sternum. He's a little too high.
But Coach, to piggyback off that, I mean, it is a little frustrating when you see it in slow motion and you can nitpick the play. I mean, it looked like in slow motion, his head was up and it's a little slippage. Is that? I mean, like you say, it's coachable moments, but how frustrating is that when you're asking a defensive player, the position you play, but a defensive player to almost defy physics?
Yeah, we talk about low targets. We talk when we hit the quarterback, we want to hit around the midsection to sternum, and we want to stay there. If we do that, we'll stay away from those penalties. We've had 2 now. We don't want a third one.
You started Tommy and not Jack. Was there any reasoning behind that?
Yeah, Coach Evers.
Was there any reason why you decided to play the younger guys more than you have the previous years?
We've been trying to get them out there. Just sometimes it happens, and you try to, and the clock. We were about to put all our young guys in the last series, but the game was over. So as we go on this season, we plan on playing late in December and hopefully in January. We need depth, and that's just about building depth.
Joe Moore made the best of his opportunity. What did it feel like seeing him do that?
Excited. Called him out on the first day I remember, Tuesday. Called his name out, called his number out, him at 99. Told him they were going to play. Told 6 he's going to play, 32's going to play, and 9's going to play. And that's what we did, and he showed up. We're a production-based business. He produced. He'll keep playing.
In the secondary, it looked like Jordan and Tamarcus had some added responsibilities to drag out in the first. How do you feel like they played?
I don't think they added. They kind of did the same thing. Jordan's at nickel.
How do you feel Jordan did in the slot today?
He did good, man. He competed. Had a rough week last week, right? All about bouncing back. It's all about the next game, the next moment. He comes from that background. It's in his blood. He understands that, and he did a really good job. I was proud of him how he competed. And at the end of the day, if you play defensive back, you're going to give up some catches. It's just how you play the next one.
Yeah. What do you miss when Chase isn't out there?
A 23-year-old corner, a lot of experience, 6 years in college, pretty good football player.
Was that a concern coming into this game?
No, that's why we felt confident with the young guys. And they didn't really throw the ball today. So I thought the young guys stepped up and did a good job.
So this game is really the best of both worlds, a win, but playing so many young players, experience that's going to pay off later.
I keep saying we don't rush for the players here. If you're available, you know what you're doing, you're going to get in. If you're dressed, you're suited. Hell, Amon Bethea a couple weeks ago played DR. So that's what happens.
Merlin and Darian were around the football a lot, especially early on, setting a tone. What have you thought about just kind of where they're at right now?
Yeah, even when I coach the backers, right, what I say, they're the heartbeat of our defense, and those 2 guys are. The better they play, the better we are. And, Black got nicked up a little bit, and he'll be fine. He's just a physical player, man. It's hard. Try to protect him. You want to go back in the game. Like, man, come on, we're about 20-something points. But UCLA going to run the ball 60 times on us next week. So, when those 2 guys are playing, they set the tone, man. Along with Soley, Eric Gentry's starting to come into his own. You can see that now. Every time he goes in, he kind of flashes. We'll keep dialing him up as well.
Thanks, everyone.